So I wanted to show you guys today how much water is actually being wicked up out of this pond. Look at Digger. He's hanging out on that log down there. He could not stand on that yesterday. Look, there's the water line on that piece of wood there. You can see the algae line there. And it's all the way down. That's a good 15 gallons. So we're going to have to add water. And the reason that that's happening, we've cut all the plants and we have replenished the edges of the creek with the sand, silt, and clay. And now that the sand, silt, and clay has had time, we did it here just in this section. That wasn't enough to affect it, but now that we've done all of it, pretty much made a new layer all the way around through here, and then around all the way around there on this edge here as well. It's just wicking a tremendous amount of water, like you just saw, easy 15 gallons. Now that will subside over time. So as that draws that water, I had to do it yesterday, and I'm having to do it again today, and mainly because the water, it's just going to take probably 3 or 4 days, maybe even a week, for everything to resaturate. We're still not seeing water in the. And I took the last mojito last night, but everything's going to take everything a little bit of time to resettle and resaturate itself from where I cut the plants. Now the roots are not going to be sucking as much water, so everything's going to resaturate the soil. Slowly that moisture is going to drop down into our reservoir, and we might, I don't know, last time we did see water in our hole, but we'll see what happens this time. So we're just going to take the water hose, and I must have a kink in my line somewhere. Let's turn it on just a little bit. Must have a kink somewhere. Stick a trip. Yep, there it is. And now watch it go shooting out everywhere in there. No, we're good. So I'm just going to turn this on a little, almost give me a little bit of spray here. I'm going to get down in there a little bit and stir it up. You can see Digger over there. He'll go find himself a spot. But this is good for the pond. We're going to have a nice thunderstorm come through here. Heavy, hard rain. See Digger, he went right on up. He knows what to do. And the sliders, Scooter and Cooter, they probably went to the bottom. So we can also do the same thing. We can do it nicely without spraying it all over the... I don't want too much pressure. There we go. And give everything a nice little spray down. I'm not going to spray my plant though. But we're going to release a lot of that buildup. There's a hard rain coming through. Oops. Oops, sorry. Trying to do this one-handed is not as easy. Let's see how much that gives it. Let that settle in a little bit. We'll walk around and see. Oops, moth. I gotcha. That's another good thing about spraying heavy water through here. Stir up all the moths and all the bugs, but I don't see any flies. Mainly because it's 69 degrees in here. Let's see, we're starting to get, we've just overlapped these things. We're gonna have to, we've already got one string hanging up on it. We're holding this up. If not, it would be completely, we talked about this last night on the Future Cannabis Project. This is the Auto Long Land Race. These are the Christmas trees we were talking about. Definitely getting that lemon. You can see some trichomes starting to come. Yeah. When I'm rubbing up against it now, it's definitely getting that. I'm getting a good aroma now. This one up here, starting to get a few trikes. I see them. Earth. I get a lot of heavy earth. Let's go down here and look at the creek here. You can see this. Look, I'm getting a lot of this that's been blown down here. We're just going to pull out. Don't want to pull it onto the creek, onto the soil. I want to leave it in the water. I don't want all my sludge. There's a lot of life in this algae here. You can't see it, but it's there. I don't want to kill it. I just want things to eat that stuff. Just pull it up on this edge there. You can see we got good flow. Really good flow. You can see the algae flowing, see the light rippling. And that's what we want to see, that light ripple. Up in here is where it clogs up. This grass will clog all this up in here and create a pocket, which we don't want. We do want all the snails and slugs though, so just going to be moving it around. This rock it's stuck on. You can see the grass is really starting to grow. And that's why I got to keep this algae from building up over top of our grass. Because the grass, we really want the grass. We don't want too much algae. So it's all about that, keeping that flow going. That's all we got to do. Keep her moving. Grandmother always just keep moving. You don't move it, you lose it. The same with anything. Your brain, your body. If you ain't using it, look at all that. It just builds up. Just put it over there. But there's a lot of life, and I believe I see a worm. Something right there. Where was it? Lost it. There it is. What is that? Is that a worm? Or a turtle turd? I see a lot of turtle turds. But now that we can get over in here to the creek, we can move it up. Look, there's a shrimp. And it doesn't matter. I can run my hand through there. Those shrimp are super fast. They don't care about me. They just move out of the way. So I want to get this algae from choking up all my stuff. I'm just gonna pull it up and set it on the rock. Well, there's that shrimp right there. My hand is literally right beside him. He's in there eating what he's eating. And this is just clumped up in here. Pull some of that out. Shrimp is like, "You taking my food, homie. Taking my food." You got plenty of food in there, bro. I promise you. I can feel every time I grab a little bit of those, I feel like I'm grabbing snails, slugs. You can see the roots coming in from underneath. That's a good sign. That's what we want. Those are the roots. That's the kind of roots we want in here. They're grabbing that nitrate and they're consuming it, pulling it up into that horsetail. You can see all the sand and silt we put in, the new sand and silt. Just new biology. Just move that around. Let her keep flowing. Make sure I keep this. Just put that chunk of, what is that? Dandelion. That's what I was trying to think of. Sitting here racking my brain on what the hell this big ass thing is. It's a dandelion. You can see how thick and massive. We just keep topping it and it just keeps growing up, growing. There's a flower shoot. We don't let it go to flower. We just chop off all the tops when it starts to flower. And it just keeps building and building and building. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about right there. Those guys right there are turning that sand, silt, clay, organic matter into that poo. And these plants tap into that resource. And we don't have to do anything. Look at how black that is. Look at the isopod down there. That looked like one of those yellow ones we had. Look at the life down there. See if we can focus in a little bit. See if we can see anything moving around. That's what I'm looking for, just little things moving around. A lot of the isopods. They're a guarantee. Looks like something right there too. I bet if this thing, we can zoom in with a microscope, you see some crazy stuff. So we've taken that sand and silt clay and we've just put it over here. Oh, there we go. Sorry about that. And we've extended it. Not a whole lot. All we can do is we just kind of filled in the gaps of that Timothy hay. And just underneath this Timothy hay, all this stuff will stay moist. I know I just watered it, spraying it water, but it will stay moist for a real long time, and that will continue to wick. Well, it's constantly wicking water. We may have even put too much, but I just said hell with it. Let's go ahead and put it in there, or put it around, and we filled in a lot of the edges. And like I said, maybe we did a little too much because it's sucking a lot of water out. But like I said, we're going to give it some time before we do anything. And once we give it a little time, we'll see how it reacts. See if it slows up any. See how long it takes the worms and everything. We may put some moss on top of this to cover that up, to give cover to the critters so they come in a little faster. Break that down a little faster. But that light is just creating a ton of algae. Maybe we'll just stick the algae and cover the algae up over here. That's what we'll do. We'll take this algae and cover. We'll just cover some spots with this algae, like up here. Watch the worms and stuff come up and eat that, and as they eat that algae, they'll turn that sand and silt into what we're looking for. See? Easy peasy. Just little things like that. You see, I'd never thought of that before. Just messing around. New idea. I think that's a good one too, because it's going to stay moist. It'll keep the snails and the slugs, everything that are in there eating it anyway, and there are worms in there eating it too, but like in the creek. But when I pull it off, if I set it over here, all my snails, I noticed the algae gets eaten immediately, but also I noticed a lot of life that I killed off. A lot of snails that were unable to get back to the moisture, just dried up to nothing. And we didn't like that, so I think if you just lay that on the edge, those snails can still bury themselves down to that silt where it's nice and moist, work their way on back down to the creek and continue their life cycle. Yeah, I think we've got the right amount of water in there now. We might need a little bit more. So I keep doing that. Come on, there we go. Hang it in there, digger. Here we got a little, you can see the lines. I like that water line right up to that rock there. You can see how much sediment has come into the pond, and that's not a problem. It'll just be sucked right on up. Blow it towards the pump over there, and it'll. We haven't had to clean. That's a good pond, I tell you. That's salt water. It's got 20 different settings of speeds you can set it on. I had the box around here somewhere. Saw it, but maybe I took it outside. Yeah, I think I took it outside. Well, we're also working on this here. We're gonna hopefully get some concrete laid this in today. We'll finish this, set this in stone. We're gonna set this, I don't know if I like this or not. We're gonna leave that like it is. We're definitely gonna set this in stone, the wall, and we've got some more rock here we can play with. Come on up with it, the next stage, and see if we can get enough rock to come on up through here and bring it on up, come on back around. And then we've got to go get some more sand, silt, and clay. We'll probably do that today too. We've got to get that to cover our pea gravel. So we'll need quite a bit of that. We'll have to harvest some of that. We'll bring that up first. We got to set that out on the asphalt and let that cook. But as hot as it is, I mean, a day out there, maybe two, and it's good to go. And that's about it. That's what the plan is for today. It's so hot outside. I work about 10 minutes and then take about a 30-minute break. I work 10, take 30. So I'm on a 10:30 schedule. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, it is. I'm in no hurry, so I'm not going to kill myself. But everything else looks good. We're going to, like I said, finish up the diggers here and digger spot. Over the next week or so, we should have this pretty close. I'm not making any promises because, you know, I'm in here every day, but I don't work in here every day. I just make sure everything is hunky-dory. We fill up the water, we feed turtles and the fish, make sure everything is straight. Now the plants are starting to come down. We only got that one Trinity skunk left over there, and then we've got the 2 land races, in which they're going to be a minute. So we've got time to work. We're going to use that time. That's what I've decided. I think we'll just go ahead and use the time that we have waiting out the land race to finish this off, to make sure everything is good to go in the soil. And yeah, we'll go from there. So that's today's walk around, and I hope everybody had a great week. Today is Sunday. It's day 76 of flower. And yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. Hope everybody has a great day.